Let's have a moment of silence for retired Sheriff Dan. Thank you. The prayer is, this prayer was read during the Township Association meeting Wednesday night. I'll repeat it. It's a sheriff's prayer. When I start my tour of duty, God, wherever crime may be, as I drive the darkened streets, let me be close to Thee. Please give me understanding with both the young and the old. Let me listen with attention until their story's told. Let me never make a judgment in rash or callous way, but let me hold my patience. Let each man have his say. Lord, in some dark and dreary night, must give my life, Lord, with your everlasting love, protect my family and my wife. Thank you, Sheriff Dan, for you are the service above self. Amen. Jerry, you want to start us out?
Yes. Okay, on April 15th, I concurred with Chester Township trustees in not requesting a hearing on the liquor license being requested by Elements Fitness Studios located at 8505 Mulberry Road, Chesterland, Ohio. And on April 16th, for maintenance, I approved hiring Jack Tavano to the position of full-time summer help to be effective May 3rd, 2021 through September 30th, 2021, or the start of school, whichever comes first, at the rate of $10 per hour for up to 21 weeks, maximum of 840 hours. Approved hiring David Heller to the position of full-time summer help to be effective May 12th, 2021 through September 30th, 2021, or the start of school, whichever comes first, at the rate of $10 per hour for up to 21 weeks or a maximum of 840 hours. Approved hiring Nicholas Tilk to the position of full-time summer help to be effective June 1st, 2021 through September 30th, 2021, or the start of school, whichever comes first, at the rate of $10.50 per hour for up to 21 weeks or a maximum of 840 hours. Approved and executed a service contract agreement with HZW Environmental Consultants, LLC, to provide health, safety, and environmental consulting services per the maintenance director for a 2-year period beginning April 20th, 2021, in an amount not to exceed $20,000. And for transit, I approved a medical leave without pay for up to 3 months for Andrea Scheid, full-time driver, beginning April 14th, 2021 through July 10th, 2021. Accrued sick leave shall be exhausted before being placed in an unpaid status. The employee may elect to substitute accrued vacation leave for any period of unpaid medical leave at any reasonable time during the leave of absence. And I approved and executed the Ohio motor fuel tax refund claim for transit buses for the period January 1st, 2021 through March 31st, 2021 in an amount of $3,737.85, which was $303.60 for diesel and $3,434.25 for gasoline.
Thank you, Jerry. Good morning, Adrian.
Good morning. Okay, so today's financials include an appropriations transfer to public defender into their equipment account for a replacement copier, the original of which was purchased in 2014. Transfer from the commissioners to our state sales tax expense account to meet state mandated reporting of sales tax collections at gross and net amounts. Cash transfers include transfer from the general fund to Court Technology for a portion of their 2021 funding, from the general fund to Board of DD for gas well proceeds from January through March 2021, and to Community Development, Board of Elections, and Metzenbaum for their first quarter 2021 interest amounts. Encumbrances included then and now from Common Pleas Court to Justin Madden Company LPA for mediation fees not previously encumbered. And among the vouchers are $69,165.25 from the Commissioner's Office to Ohio State University for our second quarter 2021 funding commitment. $137,099.96 from the Engineer's Office to Bainbridge Township, Chester Township, and Russell Township for their snow and ice removal agreements for the season, and $147,905.53. From Water Resources to Workman Industrial Services Incorporated for a pay request from the Auburn Corners Troy Oaks project. And finally, a revenue certification from Water Resources in their sewer operating fund for additional revenue received.
Any questions? Motion.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Mr. Spillier.
Aye.
Mr. Lundey.
Yes.
Mr. DeWart.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Andrew.
Thanks. Airport Authority.
Hey, Rick.
Good morning.
Didn't recognize you there first with the mask on.
I don't recognize myself either.
Thanks, Adrian. Thank you.
Well, thank you for doing this, or helping us with this project.
A few minutes ago.
I'm really looking forward. Our bids will be received on Thursday at noon, and we'll have an opening at that time and
Okay.
go from there.
Excellent.
We're finalizing our plans for fiscal year 2022, what projects we'll have ODOT and FAA take on for us. So hopefully we'll have that all kind of figured out by our next board meeting.
Okay.
So is there grant money available then, just about every year from ODOT?
Not necessarily. There's certain projects that they score to, that are, that they do fund, and, you know, like everybody else, they have a cutoff where they go. This year, we were able to get the terrain to hopefully get our night approaches back. Once that is finalized, we can schedule that project to be completed. Next year, continuing with the terrain or obstructions in the area, we're trying to figure out which ones to ask them to fund for us. The big one being the wires, which we know they won't fund. Those wires
How are you
6
looking
million.
on the hangars as far as, if you've been advertising that, or are you full, are they pre-ordered, or deposits put on them? Or
The new hangars are full. We've got a waiting list of, I think there's 3 people on it now, as of last week.
Good.
Pretty much all our other hangars are full. I do have a couple openings May 1st.
Some of the older ones, right? But I mean, as far as the new project on?
Oh, that's been fully booked.
Booked, yeah, good, yeah,
Over a year now.
that's great. And so everyone put a deposit on it, and that's
Yes.
great, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Very good.
And half of those are new planes coming to the field.
That's even better, right?
Great. So they'll be there for longevity.
Additional, not, it isn't just guys that already have hangars moving over, right?
There are a couple people
Couple.
that are moving over, about half of them, half and half.
Yeah, but new planes, you said?
Yes.
Hmm.
And we've got a new tenant coming in a couple weeks here, and I've got 3 or 4 that are looking at they're moving to the area.
That's
so
great.
they're,
Nice.
looking at coming here.
Excellent.
You want to read? Three?
The Airport Authority is requesting the board approve and execute the agreement between the Jog County Airport Authority and the Jog County Board of Commissioners regarding the construction and funding of new hangars at the Jog County Airport in the amount of $750,000 as a 20-year loan at 1.5% interest with a monthly payment amount of $3,619.09.
So moved.
Second?
Mr. Spillier.
Aye.
Mr. Lundey. Mr. DeWart.
Yes.
Hey,
What,
Rick, tell Tim a little bit about those, the fuel. I think Jim might, I don't know if you were here with that
Yeah.
discussion, but fill them in as far as like the success program with the fuel stuff that you've done down there.
Oh, a little over a year ago, we came online with a credit card system for our fuel sales, and we've had steadily increased traffic from transient airplanes coming in and using that system to refuel their airplanes. I've got a number of guys that regularly come out from county and some of the other airports.
right, because they know it's convenient, and they don't have to wait, and the price is right, or?
Prices,
Yeah.
well, it
prices.
was right until my last load.
Yeah, yeah. Well, they're starting to go back up, right?
They
Yeah.
really spiked up
Yeah.
in the last couple months,
Yeah,
unfortunately.
that's great. Yeah, I know you guys were you know, from the old system,
Yeah.
getting that credit card system up and running.
So it's really
is
been a
make
big
difference.
help.
Yeah, the first quarter of this year, our sales have really accelerated.
Mhm.
And our transient sales are, in numbers, are about half of our local sales.
Mhm.
But in gallons, it's actually higher. There's
Mhm.
a smaller gap between the two.
So do you think, you know, if this stays successful with the new hangar program, you know, and you can get that paid down quickly, maybe, you know, less than 20, is there room to continue and do more hangars there?
We've already started a waiting list for the 8 unit.
Mhm.
We haven't gotten to the point of collecting deposits yet,
Mhm.
but I have a feeling that
There's
once
some
this
interest,
gets
yeah.
done, we'll get a lot of interest.
Hmm.
This project's been put off and canceled so many times in the past. I think going back to 2003 when they first
Mhm.
wanted to build these hangars. And getting it done now is going to really bolster people's,
Yeah, it's a reality.
outlook on it.
It's not just talk, yeah.
not just talking.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Right.
exactly.
Mhm.
And I think it's going to be a critical step for the airport, and I think we'll see a lot of growth. And I'm looking at other things that we can do to bring transient pilots in to enjoy all the things that Geauga County has to offer. You know, our
Mhm.
proximity to the Maple Valley Trail, or
Mhm.
Maple Highlands Trail, excuse me.
Mhm.
And there's been a growth in the industry of airplane camping. I'd like to see something like that come on our field
That's interesting.
to bring people in.
I'm kind of more interested in the economic development part of it, like with some business aircraft or even business ownership out of this airport. Like that's really what I know there's
Yeah,
different reasons for
Mhm.
flying, but that's what I'm more interested in hearing about.
Yeah, one of the things that I'm also working on is developing a land lease type program, and I've got a couple of businesses that are potentially interested in that already.
Mm-hmm.
One gentleman wants to bring or build a restoration and paint shop, and the other is a mechanical and
That'd be
avionics shop
Right. So they come get their planes worked on here instead of having to take them somewhere else.
someplace else.
Yeah.
And with those two businesses, if we can get that on the field, that's basically the full spectrum of
The
service
big
on
picture,
airplanes.
yeah, that'd be great.
Plus the, you know, the actual sales tax and
Yeah.
stuff on that will be, 'cause
So,
that stuff is always
so
real
would you
expensive.
sub that out to, like, you could sub that part out to somebody, or would it be
Well,
an actual?
The idea would be to lease the land to them,
Mhm.
and they bring
Oh,
and
okay.
build the business and build the hangars
Excellent.
themselves. So it's off of the airport for doing the actual development.
Gotcha, yeah.
That's nice.
I like
The way
that.
a lot of airports are built on that kind of a model.
Mm-hmm,
Be a good attraction.
absolutely, yeah.
Has there been any other inquiries as far as the restaurant idea, or?
We have not pressed that issue so far. We're
Okay.
waiting until we actually get the land and the potential for it.
Okay.
There is discussions about doing that.
Yeah. That would be tremendous.
Yeah,
So,
I think that would be a huge attraction also for transient airplanes.
Oh, yeah.
so we'll be, going out for, or looking for another grant for the obstructions, that's your next, is that the next move, is to get more?
The next move, the FAA would also like to see us do a new master plan.
Mm-hmm,
And so we're kind of going back and forth. I've kind of been analyzing the master plans we've had in the past and what changes have gone from one to one. So I'm actually trying to convince them that we don't need a whole new one, that just an
Mhm.
update to our current one.
yeah. Yeah, and that was always the thing, like confusion coming in as a new commissioner, and Ralph remembered, like when we would talk to the airport prior to you being there, and you've done a phenomenal job, and thank you. But when we'd say a plan, you know, we were just getting this, basically what the master plan, what the FAA wants to see, and I'm like, that's not, you know, I'm talking more like,
Realistic.
yeah, let's talk
stuff.
about the plan, you know.
And one of the things that I've done,
Yeah.
just this spring, is we've started a steering committee for
Mhm.
the airport. And we've got 3 little subgroups, you know, on that committee, a short-term, you know, up to 3 years, a 3 to 5 year group, and then a long-term plan to look at the
Oh, good.
capital improvement program from the FAA and define, you know, what is our airport, where do we want to be 5, 10,
Exactly,
15
yeah.
years from now,
Yeah.
and how to get there.
You definitely put some life into it quickly, you know, yeah,
Right.
it's doing well.
It
Yeah,
is,
yeah.
yeah, can't thank you enough.
You know,
I wish I could do more, and sometimes it doesn't feel like I do much.
yeah, it's, yeah. Anything with the FAA is a slow creep, I'm sure, you know.
Mhm.
Yeah, but, well, thank you very much. I appreciate you coming in and informing us today.
Well, we appreciate your support and the help that you've given us. It's been fantastic. So.
Mhm.
Do you have any events coming up like this fall for the public, or?
I think we've got our student camp that we're going to have this summer. That's going to be the middle of June, 14th to the 18th, I believe that is. We'll have a fly-in and pancake breakfast on the I forget the exact date, 26th, 27th, whatever that Saturday is.
In September?
Of June.
Oh, June, okay.
September, Airport Community Day. I'm trying to get a military flyby for that, if there's somebody in the area that can do that. I've got a team working on that. We're bringing in a number of attractions. We'll do the pancake breakfast and regular stuff, but I'm also bringing in from Holmes County the Thunder Buggy, if you're familiar with it. It's a jet-powered Amish buggy.
Oh, yeah?
It's pretty crazy.
That sounds great.
Yeah, one of the
Does it have a Gatling gun on it?
They say it does 55 in idle.
Oh, my gosh.
They're scared to go faster than that.
Yeah.
Sure.
But, yeah, it's pretty incredible. And then working on a number of other potential attractions for that.
Okay,
as well.
good.
So, want to, because hopefully being near the end of the COVID thing, to make it really big this year. It was supposed to be last year, we canceled it.
Excellent.
Well, thanks for coming in.
Yep, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Have a good day, Rick.
And did you want to talk afterwards, Jerry?
I'll give you a call.
Okay, sounds good, thank you.
County engineer. Morning, Shane.
Morning, John. Ma'am?
No, they're not doing any skydiving at this airport, but,
I might be going down to Greene County this
yeah.
weekend.
I wonder if we could get that going.
We'll try to jump from a World War II plane that flew over D-Day.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be fun. I don't know if you ever seen his Facebook page, but it's like guys jumping out of airplanes,
Oh, my God.
no parachute.
Usually a parachute.
No.
I'm pretty sure that helps.
He gets the most radical hobby award.
All right.
Right.
Yeah.
I'd like to jump at our county airport and get that going.
Yeah.
So we got a few things on the agenda today. The first four are requests for the board approval to execute unit price contracts. Number 4 is unit price contract to grade line for the replacement of Taylor Wells Road Bridge, structure 113-0.39, Clarendon Township for $118,024. We had a lot of bids on that, like 10 bids. It was estimated to be $150,000 and it came in at $118,000, which is a pretty big percentage under our estimate, which is great. That project is Ohio Public Works funded, so we'll be responsible for 50% of that one. You want to run through all 4 of these at once, or you want to do them individually?
All four first.
Okay. Item 5, Engineer's Office requesting board approval to execute unit price contract running paving for the Auburn Road sections F through H and Bell Street section E. That's from Franks all the way up to 87 on Auburn, and then Bell Street from Munn to Auburn. Those 2 roads intersect, so we did them together. That project was estimated at $865,000, and Ronick's bid was $731,000, so $130,000 savings there. That one is also Ohio Public Works funded.
Let me ask you,
Yes, sir.
before you keep going,
Yep.
is this because, these estimates are, much higher, especially with the price of, everything going up, and, asphalt, I'm sure is going up with the price of fuel, and, is this just because it's so competitive out there, or, how are they getting these prices like this? Or is our estimates so high?
No, we utilize state bid numbers and past years' bid numbers, and we actually expected a slight uptick in costs based on
Yeah.
fuel and materials costs are really high. Steel, wood, stone,
Yeah, everything.
fuel. A lot of these paving projects are fuel-centric.
Mhm.
We're just seeing some pretty awesome bid numbers so far this year, particularly the ones that we put out to bid early. So
They're just being aggressive, you think?
I think it's a little bit of that. You know, Grade Line has been successful a couple times, Ronick Paving as well. They're local and they're pursuing these pretty hard and heavy, so
Mhm.
I think that's good for us, and we have been happy with what we've gotten back, so I think it's good
Okay,
all around.
all right, thanks.
Item 6, Engineers Office requesting board approval for unit price contract into Roniak paving
Sign
for
those till they're approved.
the shoulder widening and asphalt resurfacing of Nauvoo Road, County Highway 41, Section A. This is the county section running between 608 and 528. And that one is a locally funded project, so that one will be on us 100%. That's $457,100. And it includes, right now, there's a paved shoulder on one side of the road, but not the other. So we kind of help prep that, and we'll pave a paved walking shoulder on both sides of the road. Lots of pedestrian traffic on that section, and this will help improve safety there, as
Mhm.
well as take care of the traditional buggy trough that the hooves grind into our roads
Mhm.
over the course of a year, so that one's getting a little bit rough.
So how wide would that be?
It'll be 30 feet wide when it's done. The road will be 22 feet, and there'll be a 4-foot paved shoulder on each side.
So did you hear anything from NOACA about an earmark for the continuation of this project? Have you heard that from Joe at all?
For this one,
Well, I'm sorry, for the Amish,
safety project?
yeah, for the Amish safety project.
I didn't hear about an earmark. I know we're under construction on the federal grant project.
Mhm.
It includes 87, 608, 168, Mumford, and Newcomb, and a bunch of other safety improvements throughout southern Geauga County.
I'll check, but I think there's, with this, more and more of this transportation money flying around, that they were filing on behalf of different projects,
Okay.
and potentially that, the additional amount, they were gonna apply for Geauga County on that.
Keep going with what they've started?
Yeah, yeah, so I mean, it can't hurt, I mean,
No.
I don't have a problem with that, but,
We were a little surprised when that one came through,
Absolutely.
because it kind of came out of left field, and a lot of it is state routes and areas that have higher volume, and higher speeds.
Mhm.
So that was a good thing for them, but we also picked up a portion of our county highway system, and then the township road.
Yeah.
Plus, all the Amish schools are getting upgraded lights and controls, so that'll be a big safety for the
I think,
kids.
with the success of it being unique and also the help from, Portman and really Donald Trump and changing that, the direction of those funds
Yep.
coming towards more of a rural and urban.
Right.
But we'll see. I mean, with it already in the works, that there's potential that this thing could, we could get another round of that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's definitely more places to go with this. I mean,
Mhm.
we picked we had a strategic plan, countywide plan, and these were the first tier areas where there was a lot of incidents and
Mhm.
risk, but there were still several more
Others.
segments.
Yeah, good, okay.
The last one of the 4, County Engineers Office requesting board approval to execute unit price contract with Aeromark to apply polyester pavement markings. This is our annual striping program for an amount of $262,929.50. This year, we preemptively included several townships. So we will be helping facilitate the restriping of county or township through roads. That'll be a reimbursable. They will reimburse the county. It's about 10 to 12% of that total project
This township.
is township, and then it'll be reimbursed. The benefit is it gets all done at the same time, with the
Mhm.
same quality. They get a price break by doing it with our bigger project.
Mhm.
And we already manage the project, so we get to manage it as one project. So
Good.
it helps us not having to manage a bunch of little projects all over the place. It's all under one contract.
Absolutely.
So
How many townships took you up on this?
I think there's 4 this year.
Good.
A lot of past years, either maybe one would get in, or we'd get them in after we awarded the contract and kind of piggyback on. We do a PO and we'd run it concurrently.
Mhm.
A little bit of a paperwork management
Shuffle,
issue.
yeah.
So we took a little more aggressive approach to get them on board and get them in the contract so that
Mhm.
we could, A, guarantee their pricing, and B, manage a project a little bit better.
Good. Good idea.
So that's those 4.
Okay.
Actually, those were just 3.
Those-
Oh, that's, okay,
Yeah.
4. 4 to 7.
1 bridge, 2 roads, and a striping.
Right.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second that.
Support.
Commissioner Spudler.
Aye.
Commissioner Lennon.
Yes.
Commissioner DeWort.
Yes.
Thank you very much. 3 new projects coming through. Maybe we'll go through them individually and we'll see how you guys feel. Item number 8, County Engineer's Office requesting the board to approve and execute Resolution 21-044, order the improvements of Auburn Road, County Highway 4, Sections I and J, Newbury Township. Also requesting to sign the cover sheet, and then further, this resolution sets the bid opening as Wednesday, May 21st, 2021, Wednesday, May 12th, 2021, at 2 p.m. Notice the bid opening will be advertised on April 22nd. This is a continuation of our Auburn Road paving project. The previous motion on the agenda was to do up to 87. This project will go from 87 all the way up to Fairmount. Both of those sections are 10 or 11 years old and see a lot of traffic, and the condition has degraded down to the point where it's time.
Mhm.
And this is a Ohio Public Works funded project, so it'll be approximately 50% funded through the state grant.
Good. I'll make that motion. Second.
Commissioner Spudler.
Aye.
Commissioner Lennon.
Yep.
Commissioner DeWort.
Yes.
Item 9, County Engineer's Office requesting the board approve and execute Resolution 21-045 to order the asphalt resurfacing of Butternut Road, County Highway 21, Sections D and E in Munson and Newbury Township. Resolution also requests the board approve and execute the cover sheet of the specifications. Further, this resolution sets the bid opening at Wednesday, May 12th, 2021 at 2:05 p.m. Notice of bid opening to be advertised April 22nd. This is Butternut Road from, what is this one? This is from Auburn to 44.
Mhm.
This is also a Public Works funded project in this fiscal year. And it'll, like
Perfect.
Auburn, it'll be
Okay.
after July 1 of this
I'll
year.
make that motion. Second.
Commissioner Spudler.
Aye.
Commissioner Lennon.
Yes.
Commissioner DeWort.
Yes.
Last but not least, County Engineer's Office requesting the board approve or execute Resolution 21-046, order the asphalt resurfacing of Russell Road, County Highway 20, Section A in Russell Township, and ask the board to sign the specification cover sheet and set the bid opening for May 12th, 2021 at 2:10 p.m. And notice will be advertised on April 22nd. This is a locally funded project that we will do in-house.
Good. Okay, so moved.
Second.
Commissioner Spudler.
Aye.
Commissioner Lennon. Commissioner DeWort.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Shane.
Sounds good.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bye, Sean.
I'll get back to you on that.
Right.
I'll call you later.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hi, good morning.
Hey,
Good morning.
how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good.
You're
Good.
in the file.
Okay. Oh, here we go. Kidding.
So my name's Nicole Walker with the Probation Department in Common Police Court, and we are asking the board today to approve our TCAP grant for fiscal year 22-23 in the amount of $284,023 with no local match.
Excellent. Is that comparable to last year's?
Yes, it's
Yeah,
the same.
same
amount of
thing?
money.
Okay.
Correct.
Perfect.
I'll make that motion.
Second?
Commissioner Spudler.
Aye.
Commissioner Aaron.
Yes.
Commissioner DeWart.
Yes.
Thank that.
Thank you.
Easy one.
Easy stuff.
There you go.
I don't think anyone's from Veterans Commission. This is just the approval of their credit card use.
Yeah.
There was a delay because they have new members.
What is, why do they need, I mean, I understand some of the directors here, but what do they need credit cards for?
They're
Why
board
would it-
members
Yeah.
because they travel for training.
Is that right?
It's strictly for travel purposes.
Well, we travel too.
You have a credit card.
I've
We have
never
county
used it.
credit card.
I've never used it.
When you went to winter conference, it was used.
No, I don't take it,
We
I mean,
just- we just
are we
don't
issuing
go
credit
to-
cards to all these people here? I mean, I understand the
No,
director.
there's like 2 credit cards that are issued to the department and then they share them. Those are not to exceed amounts.
The
the same as last year.
Who gets them and when.
Right.
So, okay, so they don't all have their own credit card?
No.
Okay.
No, it's just in the office, and if
Okay.
they go somewhere,
Oh,
they can
okay,
take it.
okay.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Commissioner Spudler.
Aye.
Commissioner Lennon.
Yeah,
Commissioner DeWart.
Yes. Okay. Department on Aging.
Hey, everyone, how you doing?
Good, how are you today?
Good, good.
Nice to see you all. So we were asking the commissioners to approve and accept a grant that we received for the emergency food and shelter program that's administered through our local Geauga United Way. They had allocation this year of about $12,000. And we were awarded $5,000. This money's used towards our emergency food pantry that we keep for the seniors. We're getting local donations. Last year, we did get some funds from this program as well, and we've been able to maintain the pantry, getting food, groceries out to the seniors as they're needed. We also supplement that with local contributors. A lot of organizations will donate food for that local pantry. Our staff, our out-of-county medical staff during spare time is going out and delivering these groceries to seniors. It's been very, very helpful. This was a new program last year that we started specifically because of COVID, because our seniors couldn't get out.
What,
They couldn't get to the stores.
were there any restrictions or guidelines that you have to meet to be a part of this for $5,000?
We have to spend the money on food.
Mm-hmm.
We have to submit the bills. It has to be used by October 31st. That's it.
That's it?
That's it.
There's nothing-
It's just a reporting requirements.
Okay. And how many hours do you think that would take for your reporting hours? I mean, is it fairly simple?
Minimum,
Minimum?
because, I mean,
Okay.
with that amount of money, we'll be able to spend it pretty quickly.
Okay.
Probably 3 or 4 shopping experiences. We typically buy all shelf-stable foods, some frozen foods
Okay,
that we have ability to store
sounds good.
at our refrigeration and everything, so
Good.
Did you get a grant like this similar last year?
we did. It was a lot more.
It was just,
There was a lot more money allocated,
Okay.
both through CARES Act and,
That's right.
yeah.
mm-hmm.
It's probably 3 times more than what Geauga County normally gets last year.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
I'll make that motion.
Second?
Commissioner Spudler.
Aye.
Commissioner Lennon.
Yes.
Commissioner DeWart.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, no doubt about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah.
Morning, Glenn.
Morning. How you all doing?
Hey,
Good.
Y'all got your snowplows out?
Three to six. 3 to 6. I
Is that
heard.
what they're saying?
That's what I heard.
I heard 10
Is
to
that right?
20.
Huh?
Yeah, right.
I heard 3 to 6.
Nice. 4 to 8 or something.
4 to 8.
I heard 1 to 3
Wow.
yesterday.
Is all the grass gonna be cut before the snowfall?
Seriously?
I gotta get my grass cut before it snows.
It's not gonna happen.
That's only Geauga County thing, right? Yeah.
Well,
Or Northeast Ohio. Yeah.
They don't know what it's gonna be, so whatever falls, it falls.
Yeah, it won't stay long.
No.
It's gonna really snow hard. and
No, I'm looking forward to it, actually.
So-
Yeah, I'm gonna go make a snowman.
I'm pulling my sled out tonight, so I'm gonna get my last snowmobile ride in
Yeah.
for the year.
Yeah.
Yeah, not.
Yeah, exactly.
I'd rather not have it.
No,
Yeah,
no.
exactly.
All right.
The first one, 14, is a contract with Bart's contract. Concrete, I'm sorry. All right, we got a couple things around the county that we want to get done. One of them's the county barn. We want to get that old dairy out of there so we can start properly using that.
Mm-hmm.
That came up to 28,000.
Does that have a concrete floor in it now, or is it stone?
It's
concrete.
concrete, but it's built up and everything.
Oh, okay.
It's got
It's got the
troughs
trench in there.
It's got the dairy style in there, so
Yeah,
we
yeah.
want to get that out of there so we can start using that.
Using it, okay.
There's a lot of space down there.
Sure.
I don't like making these contracts a little bit higher, that way if something else pops up, we don't have to go out for 3 months of getting all this paperwork and everything. We can piggyback off on this.
Mm-hmm.
So, we got a couple small things maybe in the works coming up, so we're looking at it and everything. So that way it's in place, the paperwork is all done and everything.
So is that the majority of what you want to do, is that?
It's the barn.
Yeah, okay.
So,
Have you used Bart's before?
yes.
Bart's,
We've used them for post 2. They did post 2 when we built that floor. We did half of it. That's the floor that it's never gonna go anywhere. We had to follow specs for a lift down there. I want to say it was 4 inches on center for the rebar. So there's so much rebar in there, it's on that floor, but that was for the specs of the lifts.
I pulled
They had
into,
that.
speaking of post 2, I was in there this weekend to stop and look at something, and that parking lot is like horrible going in and out of there. I mean, even in a truck, I mean, the potholes in that thing, it's like, and I think they're running the CCW out of there now, right?
Yes.
The classes or something, or not, or to pick up your
As soon as the
license. Yeah.
snow goes away,
We can get some grindings in there or
we'll go in
something.
there.
Yeah.
We level it off between that parking lot, the dog warden. Dog warden gets really bad too, and 208.
Yeah.
Those are the only 3 gravel parking lots that we
Yeah.
have. So.
Okay, I was just, I don't know why I
Usually
thought of that.
208 next to the elementary school up on top. We do that parking lot for the Maple Festival and get it all nice and everything right after New Year.
Okay, all right,
is there a motion on
Yes.
14?
Motion.
yes. Second,
Commissioner Spudler.
Aye.
Commissioner Lennon.
yes.
Commissioner DeWark.
Yes.
The next one's the Fiore lawn mowing contract. That went to, we want to go ahead and get that one closed out because that one's a little bit longer. The next, and it combines with the next one, if I'm correct, yes.
Yes.
For BP, we went out for quotes for that.
Mm-hmm.
It more than doubled, tripled on our pricing for lawn mowing. So what we've done is we really looked at it, everything down south, we're gonna do in-house. This one here is for the 470 area in the courthouse, 208 parking lot in the annex, and JFS, but JFS will pay that portion of this contract, so.
BP me, who's that?
I want to say it's painters,
Okay.
so.
Out of Chardon, right?
So
yeah,
did,
They
so-
came in the cheapest.
So did Fiore, did they bid on it again?
They had it last year.
Yeah.
And they.
Did they
didn't
bid on
sharpen-
it?
Yeah, they didn't sharpen their
Okay,
pencil.
okay.
So,
Who had it last year?
Fiore. So did, but, okay,
We
but
went out.
you're gonna do stuff in-house, you said?
yes, we're gonna do everything down south.
Okay,
All right, so we're picking that up. We're trying to bring everything in-house. We're gonna see how this goes, like we did with snow plowing.
start, yeah.
We started, we took on a whole bunch, and then this last winter, we took on everything
Okay.
in-house.
Okay,
I looked at those figures, we probably did about almost $35,000 savings in that contract of doing it in-house. So.
Good.
I'm hoping with this, so, I mean, just the courthouse annex in 208 last year was at $9,000. Right, this year, it's at $16,000. So it really jumped, and I don't know why. So we're really looking at trying to bring everything. 470, we know it's leaving, the courthouse,
and you got enough employees to get it all done?
well,
I mean, because that's the other, where you stepping over $1 to pick up a nickel, or what's going on here? Yeah.
like I said, with the snow plowing, we
Yeah.
really did good this year. So maybe tonight will throw me over the limit, but,
Yeah. No.
so that's what we're looking at is what we can do in-house for this one. So I think we'll.
You got enough guys to do it, yeah. Yeah.
I got the summer help coming in. I
Yeah.
got 4 of those coming in, so that'll be good, so.
Do you know how much salt you used this winter, or will you have that number in the next month or so?
Yeah, I'll have that number next month.
Okay.
So we have a basic track of it for the last couple months, but right now, we're good on salt. We still have some in our sheds, so that's what we'll use for today, so we won't have to get any more from the engineers. That saved us of bringing all the salting in-house and getting it from the engineer's office.
Oh, for sure.
Makes a world of sense.
I mean, it went from, I want to say it was about 120
Yeah.
for a drop. All right, so, and we're paying, I want to say $70 this year
That's about right.
That's
for a
good.
ton, all right, from the engineer's office. So,
Now, do they load your trucks and everything there?
what they do is, because our trucks ain't big enough, so they'll bring 5 ton
I
at
see.
a time. They'll take it to our site, like say here 470, they'll dump it, and then we put it inside or put it in that building.
Nice.
So we got some really couple dedicated guys. They watch the weather. They come in when it's needed. So, I mean, they were on me this morning going, hey, you know, we're getting all this snow. We gotta get a plow back on. We gotta get the salt. Because we kinda gambled. I never win against Mother Nature, but.
Mhm. Yeah, if you don't do it,
We
yeah.
took everything off and now.
So you're to blame.
Yes, yes. So, I should know better. The Maple Festival's not here yet, so,
As soon as I pull my snowplow stakes out, that's when it snows.
yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
So,
But that's what 15 and 16 is about.
good deal.
Is there a motion?
I'll make that motion.
Second?
Mr. Spudler.
Aye.
Mr. Lundey.
Yes.
Mr. DeBoer.
Yes.
Thank- Y'all have a good day.
All
Bye,
righty.
Glenn.
Okay.
Take care, buddy.
All right.
See you guys.
Thank you.
Oh, I'm sorry. This is Rick Wareham. He's our operations manager. So he took Richard Newsom's spot.
Oh, yeah.
So
Yeah.
he's been
Cranking.
really cranking it out.
Good. Good to know
really
everything.
Getting out there and trying to
Awesome.
get everything going.
You need somebody young, run around, keep you going, pushing.
He's gonna be pushing my wheelchair pretty soon. All right.
Yeah.
Nice to
Take
meet
care.
you.
Bye-bye now.
Yep.
Water resources.
Good notices. Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
Two items. First item, requesting the board approve and execute contract maintenance form number 1, increasing the contract with Emery Electric for electrical repairs at various locations in the amount of $15,000 for year 21 for a new 2-year contract, total amount of $25,000.
I'll make that motion.
Second?
Mr. Spudler.
Aye.
Mr. Lundey.
Yes.
Mr. DeBoer.
Yes.
And the next one, we're requesting the board approve and authorize Mr. Dvorak, member and chief executive officer, to execute OPWC Appendix E disbursement request number 2 for the Chardon Township Sewer Project in the amount of $250,000.
Make that motion.
Second?
Mr. Spudler.
Aye.
Mr. Lundey.
Yes.
Mr. DeBoer.
Yes.
Anyone wants to talk to me? We just lost our electrician.
Nobody ever wants to talk.
Oh, really?
Electricity?
Our
No.
electrician.
Uh-oh.
Did he,
Those are hard to come by. Good ones.
did he give us 2-week notice, or?
Yeah.
What,
I just sent it out to you last night.
something better? Or?
I think he ran into Jerry, and Jerry said something to him. Yeah, he's getting a job for $12 more an hour.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's certified, he's an industrial electrician.
How long was he with us?
5.5 years.
Did he stay in Northeast Ohio to get
He's
that?
gonna work for the VA, he's a veteran.
Do they have different certification or because of working for water resources?
Well,
or is
what
it
we want,
standard?
an industrial level electrician because of the high power we have in some of the plants. But, yeah, we've already put in the paperwork
Okay.
to,
Is
I
that
sent it to
something
them
that
last night.
they teach at the Auburn Career Center too?
I think they teach basic wiring, electricity, But he has state level, I think he needs to have it.
Like industrial.
The minimum he said we need, he's working with us to develop what we need to get. Minimum is internship with the Ohio certification for it. So he had more, but.
Is he still with us? So he's gonna hang
Yeah, he
on?
has 2 weeks.
2 weeks, and he's
You
helping
got a-
you?
Yeah, you got a good relationship as far as down the road, if we need something to, you know, fall back to questions and answers, that's not gonna be an issue, right?
No, he said, call him
Yeah,
anytime.
anytime you need, okay.
Yeah,
That'll
no,
be a
he's a
big
good
help.
guy.
He actually came to us, he previously worked at Lincoln Electric.
Okay.
He came to work for us.
Can you sub that out, or would it be way too much?
We may have to if we don't get someone with one of the local. I mean, Emery's one that's done a lot of work for us in the past. But there's a gentleman who retired from Lake County with water and sewer, who's an electrician that might be interested, but he only wants to work part-time. Anyhow, we're mapping it out. This
But
all
you can
happened
keep a guy
yesterday
busy,
morning.
you can keep a guy busy, full-time electrician, for
Oh,
sure.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, okay.
I thought.
Yeah.
28 wastewater treatment plants.
Yeah.
Which is
3 water
nonstop.
systems, it's, there's
Yeah.
always something that needs to be
Yeah.
done.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hopefully we can get somebody to go come work,
Yeah.
huh?
Yeah,
The hell?
hopefully.
I'll tell you what, the work availability of finding
It's-
employees is the worst it's
It's
ever
every
been.
day.
The worst. People are closing their businesses because they can't
Can't
find help.
get somebody to work.
Okay, number 19.
Seriously, there's,
This is your resolution.
Yes.
I don't know what you want.
Well, this resolution, I brought up that the New Leaf program that Judge Carol Paskey started, I just felt that it'd be good to have the commissioners, when it first started, I think we matched a 25% grant to get this program going. So we're part of this New Leaf program, so I just wanted to give this recognition to Judge Paskey for starting the New Leaf program and turning people's lives around. So,
This is for the first graduate.
yeah, this is for the first graduate, and we will not be doing this for every graduate, but just the first one, since it's a new program. So,
make that motion.
second.
Commissioner Spudler.
Aye.
Commissioner Lennon.
Yes.
Commissioner DeWort.
I guess, I mean, I haven't read it, but yeah, I'd say yes.
Okay. I vote yes.
Okay.
The next item is the paperwork for the bond for the county building, the sales tax bond, so for $14 million. It's the official statement of certification concerning preliminary official statement and the official statement further authorize the president of the board to execute the continuing disclosure agreements as we move forward. This was, we went out last week. I was just trying to look up real quick, because I forgot to look up before I came in here what the rate was, but
Yeah.
it was another really good rate.
Oh, yeah. 1.7 or thing?
1.75.
Yeah.
I couldn't remember exactly what it was. So I
It was
trying to find-
considerably lower than
It
the, I
was-
think it was UBS Financial at like 1.75 or something, or, I mean, I was like, is this for real? I wish I could get a rate like that, you know?
Yeah, we've gotten really good, timing on this. Just another thing with this building, it's just been.
It's fallen in
the
place.
timing for
Yeah.
these bonds has been great.
Absolutely.
These are the 3 documents. Anywhere that there's a yellow sticky
Mhm.
is the commissioners that have to sign. It's color coded.
Okay.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Commissioner Spudler.
Aye.
Commissioner Lennon.
Yes.
Commissioner DeWort.
Yes.
And then item 21 is the payment number 6 on the building to Donley's for a little over $1 million.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Commissioner Spudler.
Aye.
Commissioner Lennon.
Aye.
Commissioner DeWort.
Yes.
This one. Over here. Are they here?
All right, yeah, they're out.
Okay.
I just waved them to come in. So.
Okay. So I think there's
They asked
something
the,
else in here that you also have to sign.
NV5 and Donley's been designed to come in, and can you just do a presentation
Oh, good.
on where things are at with the building. Eventually, we'll do some more of these. I want to try to do this every month or so, whether it's them coming here or you guys go out and tour the site.
How you doing? Good morning. Thanks for coming in. Thank you.
You all met Jen Murray from our office.
I
I
think,
think you were here in the presentation, right, or?
no, I don't think so.
I'm new.
Okay, yeah.
I'm newer to the project.
All I see are just, like mass, I don't know who anybody is anymore. Yeah.
The second board is behind there, it's just I only had one,
Yes.
so. I figured the first one was more important than the back one.
Oh, I am too.
Throw me out.
So this shouldn't be a surprise to you, I think.
Yeah.
Based on what you looked at before, but Jen's going to present based on the submittals from Donnelly's. So, we specify 3 products and then we get what, from the product from the low bidder.
Sure.
So for instance, Shaw Carpet is what was submitted, so we'll be showing those samples. So
Excellent.
I'll let Jen take
Nice.
over.
I have a lot of samples to set up for you. Do you want me just to use this table
Sure,
right here?
whatever,
Okay,
yeah.
is it all right if I move these out?
Yeah,
to the
anything you
side?
want to do.
Sure.
All
Slide
good.
it over there.
Sorry.
I stopped up last week and I hadn't been there in a few weeks, and I was blown away how fast they were throwing that thing up. It was like an erector set.
Steel's about completed today.
Yeah, today.
The erection. We're still-
Unbelievable.
Still detailing.
I couldn't believe how fast they put up. Like I was only there like a half hour, and they put like a whole section up, and it was
It
amazing.
was fun last Friday before I was with my father at the hospital.
Yeah.
And I was sitting in the.
Oh, watching.
Just watching the
Yeah,
construction.
Yeah. Well, I was talking to the president of the hospital on the phone as he was watching you guys at work, and he goes, "God, I didn't realize how big this thing was." I said, "Oh, me neither." And once you see it start going up, it's like,
Yep.
yeah.
Okay. So I have, based on what you were just hearing from Brad, as far as the product, that we have is Shaw Carpet.
Okay.
So I went through the binder of all the different colorways, and I selected 2 that I thought were nice, that worked with the building.
Mhm.
I went and I looked to kind of see what that CMU is going to be within the main stair 3 that runs, for all the floors. And then I was also looking at the wood paneling that's going to be on the exterior of the building, thinking, okay, that wood's on the exterior, let's see if we bring it in to kind of match some things. So I pulled together the 2 different schemes. Both of them are very neutral, and I was thinking that if you wanted to add color, we could always add color in certain departments based on their color schemes with carpet, but we could also just keep everything on the floor if you wanted to neutral and use accents with your paint colors.
Sure.
So let me show you the 2 different color schemes.
You got a little design background, don't you? Huh?
I'd say just slap the paint on.
So kind of
This
to get
isn't a
an,
log cabin.
so kind of to get an idea, this was one of the first pieces that I had started with. This is the exterior paneling that is going to be on the building. So I'm just going to kind of throw that down there.
Which is metal.
Which is metal,
Right.
yes.
Looks like.
If you just said wood, it's like.
Yeah, it's a wood look, wood
Confuse
look,
anybody.
metal paneling.
Okay.
So that's going to be on the exterior of the building, and then these were the 3 CMU colors that you have that are in the stairwell. So we have these, and I was looking at that because I knew that there was porcelain tile selected for the floor in that stair.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So knowing that that was there, again, ceramic tile, there was one board that came in. There were 5 different colors on the board, and I selected 2 of them that I thought worked well, that were neutral enough to go with the color palettes and the CMU colors. So, I'm gonna show you.
And there's only one stairwell with the colored,
With the colored CMU? Yes, I believe so, right, Brad?
yeah.
The main lobby stair.
So
That's
this
the only general access stair.
is like a wood look ceramic tile, porcelain tile. This is a smaller scale, but it's basically going to be the same format that you're going to end up getting. You're going to have a 12 by 24 tile. That's the size of the tile. So it still will be a rectangle. And
Is
then
that the
this-
floor, or is that the?
This is the floor.
Floor,
Yeah.
okay, yeah.
So this floor will be on the stair, and then also there's areas on the floor where there's the tile running through some of the corridors, and then also in the restrooms. So you'll have
Sure.
porcelain tile on the floor and some of the wet walls.
Mhm.
With the ceramic tile, are you looking for grout to blend in with the tile or to contrast? You know?
I would say blend in.
Yeah.
So that it looks
Good.
like a monolithic floor instead of seeing all that those grout
Absolutely.
joints
Very
everywhere,
good.
you know what I
Yeah.
mean? And then, is there okay if I just set this up
Yeah.
here? Sorry, I've got so much stuff. And then, let me to show you. So then this, in this scheme, I went just a little bit darker.
Mhm.
And so it's the same thing. So I'm kind of pulling out the items that are in both areas. Kind of going back to the carpet, there's 3 different patterns within the color schemes. One, I was thinking like in this one, it's kind of a little bit more, you could see the cools and the warm grays and the neutral running through there. So I thought that had a larger scale, thinking more for your lobby area where you have carpeted spaces. And then maybe running some of the other carpet into the corridors of your office areas, and then sticking with something a little bit more not as patterned, I guess you could say, for individual offices.
I see.
So that's how we kind of work with the 3 different carpets that are here. In my other box. This here. So then this would be the one for this guy. And then there's a sheet vinyl that is also going to be used, I believe, in the mother's room and then also in the clinic space. So there's the clinic and then the exam rooms. So you'd have the sheet vinyl. Just making sure that I'm going to the right.
I helped it, yeah.
And I just, again, kept it neutral. We'll have casework in there with laminates.
Or no? No.
The clinic's in the health department.
Health department, okay.
JFS just says their parental oversight.
Gotcha.
They call it something.
Does any of it change pricing at all, or not, none of, no?
No,
No matter what?
everything,
Yeah.
It's all bid.
it's already bid.
Okay,
So
okay.
this is the product that you have.
Okay,
I'm
so
just
we
kind
can
of
just-
selecting, yeah, I'm just
Yep.
selecting colors from within those products that you were given.
Mhm.
And then, I'm gonna kind of go
Think
jump a
so.
little bit here. These
Yeah.
are some choices as far as, you know, thinking about that wood look metal that's on the exterior of the building and thinking about your interior doors. You know, knowing that, you know, you could kind of go, you know, one is a close match, this one goes a little bit darker, or you could kind of just go neutral, which is not the same color as the exterior, but I wanted to show you some of the door thoughts. So I'm gonna set these here kind of just in the middle, so you could kind of think about that
Sure.
as we go along. And then there's also a wood look LVT that will be running through.
Oh, yeah.
In this rendering, we should.
Oh, yeah.
Sort of the lighter.
Yep. Oh, yeah, okay.
And then you'll have the,
I think the lighter would be
like,
brighter.
Yeah.
Brad was just showing,
Yeah.
the anodized aluminum, so it's like a silver, just metal finish that you'll have on all of your door and window frames throughout the building. So this is also another kind of, one of those colors that's running everywhere, you know, along with, this, you have like your silver and everything. So here, I picked 2 different wood look laminates, LVT, I'm sorry, it's a flooring. You could go gray a little bit, you know, so that you have it here, or this one picks up a little bit of the wood color also that's on the
I like
exterior
that one, yeah.
to bring it through. So I had 2 different choices for this color scheme. And then this first color scheme also does the same thing, kind of works with the warms and cools,
Mhm.
and then also pulls in that wood look from the exterior.
Okay.
So that's that. Walk-off carpet, kind of jumping around a little bit, but I did the same for each of the colorways. I thought it was not as dark as some of the others. I do have the other colorways that you could choose to go with.
So that's right in this area.
But that'll be the vestibule, like your vestibule areas,
Like
and a
heavy
lot of times,
traffic, kinda?
heavy traffic. It's a little bit more aggressive carpet that'll catch, you know, the dirt and everything as you walk in.
Oh, good.
But it would be up against your tile in either case. So I have
Yeah,
the
that looks
walk-on
good.
carpet. And then,
Actually, the lighter doesn't show the salt, and we used it like a charcoal, it shows the salt
Yeah.
completely.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. But that look,
Well, we got heated sidewalks, so I'm not worried about it.
And when Glenn comes to see us, he's usually in his bedroom slippers anyway, so
Yeah, yeah,
it
yeah.
wouldn't track in the salt.
Yeah.
One of the other pieces, as far as tile, there's some glass tile that's on the wall between the cabinetry in the cafeteria space, in that dining area on the 3rd floor. So I had 2 different colorways, just again, the neutral gray, or there was one that had blue in it. I know that there's a lot of departments
You can see that here.
that have
Uh-huh.
blue and green, and
I like,
looking at their logos and stuff to kind of see all that.
yeah.
So I have those, just so you kind of see.
Do we have colors for Geauga County? I mean, do we have a,
Well, your seal,
yeah,
and that's.
it's like blue,
Green, yeah.
green, okay.
The health department gave me their sticker logo,
kinda cool.
so I was like, I had that I was looking
Not a
up.
fan of that.
Just the
but-
renders.
Yeah,
Blues and greens, which is your standard rendition.
yeah,
Date, you got it.
yeah, blue,
I
yeah.
think that's a
No, I like that,
standard.
that blue, you know how you have that, like the countertop, like just, you know, to break it up, give some color in there, you know, that, yeah.
Yeah. So that would be like this, you
Yeah,
know.
right.
Yes,
You
that
have that.
looks good with the,
You know, yeah, and the carpet, yeah.
yes.
You know, you have
You get
that.
so neutral, you know, it's like,
Yes.
Yes.
blah.
Well, and that's
Yeah.
what, you know, you
Yeah.
kind of think, it'll look nice, you know, you'll have that continuous look throughout the building. And then again, you know, we could throw in, you know, columns or accent walls with paint too, in addition to, you know, some of these pops of color with your tile.
And the furniture upholstery.
And the front, yes. So once this color, whatever color scheme, you know, you
'Cause I
guys
think-
decide on,
Yeah,
we would then, once the furniture comes in and we know what manufacturer again we're getting, then I'll know, okay, I have these certain manufacturers to choose from with upholstery colors.
gotcha.
And then we'll come back and meet with you and
Yeah.
bring our color scheme
'Cause,
and then all the fabrics.
Like, I think from the beginning, the whole idea of this building was not to be like your traditional office building where it's like boom, 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 you know, we're letting light in, there's
Yes.
space, you know, it's like kind of vibrant a little bit, right?
We
You
kind
know,
of had the
yeah.
discussion early on, you know, that, you know, let's keep getting the general stuff that's one and done,
Mhm.
the carpet and things like that, more neutral, and then where we have any pops of color would be in the furniture and
Okay.
the way. You still you have that more modern, but you're not stuck with it.
Yeah, yeah, you can
That
change it
more
later.
modern
Correct.
changes
Yeah.
in 10
Yes.
years.
Yeah,
We're not
Yeah.
having to change
right,
that
right,
carpet and everything.
I see.
Yes,
But I think, you know, you're right with like the grays and the blues, it will be modern and trendy for the longest period of time.
correct,
You know.
yes. And these are very neutral colors that will, you know, stand time,
Right.
you know, you're not, I don't want
You don't
to
get
date myself, you're not going to go back to the mauve that's coming
Yeah.
back, you know
No
what I mean?
shag,
Yeah,
no
yeah,
lime green.
yeah.
No shag
Yes,
Or
exactly.
green refrigerators.
Yeah, yeah.
This was one of the items, it's just a little piece of wall covering, but it's one of the items that we have a submittal for. It's the folding partition that runs in between a few of your conference rooms. They're literally it's just a wall covering that goes on it. And so I found this and I thought it worked well with both of the carpet schemes, and that's what the partition will actually be running on. It'll be in a room with the carpet.
Right.
So I have that just to kind of show you. And then I have some accent paints, what I was showing you with some carpet stuff later. But I just picked some neutral paint colors for both color schemes. Something that was neutral and just a little bit darker, you know, just for your grays to kind of go through as a starter for both. This was these two. And then one of the other pieces that we had to look at, I'm going to bring out laminates and solid surface. So this would be like wall and base cabinets, countertops, bathroom counters, you know, stuff like that. So because I wasn't sure which direction we wanted to go with the doors, I pulled a couple different laminates. It's kind of like, you know, if you went with one of these doors, you could have that color. Again, either one of these works with the lighter. If you wanted to try to work a little bit more LVT color, but still coordinates with one of the wood doors. We could do something like that. So I'm just gonna leave these here as kind of to think about, you know what I mean?
Sure.
And then I had two different options as far as, you know, style for countertop if you had a plastic laminate countertop, and then if you had Corian or a solid surface. So that would kind of go in with that color scheme.
Is the job bid for Corian? For the,
Yeah, there's solid surface, I think, somewhere.
Yeah, I don't believe it's everywhere.
Like cafeteria or something.
Well, I think our window sills are all solid surface. So the perimeter of the building,
Yeah.
So yeah, so you would
the
have that.
interior
like,
window sill is
with your
all solid surface.
paint and stuff. And then again, for this color scheme, same thing, like a wood look, laminate for your wall and base cabinets, trying to again match a little bit with the LVT color, or we could do something that's with the doors. Either way, they both coordinate together. Two different countertop ideas, and then in this one, I had two different solid surface colors. Both of them work. One has a little bit more, you know, the chunky stone look, I guess you could say, and one's a little bit more neutral. So I had both of those that I thought would be good options.
Okay.
Another thing for both of the color schemes, we'll have toilet partitions in all the restrooms. Again, the restrooms have the tile, so we would have tile on the floor, some tile on the wall. If I didn't look at it 100% like fully, I guess, but I'm sure we probably have some paint in those rooms as well. So if we wanted to add an accent, you know, since everything's sort of neutral in there, we could always add some accent paint colors. But I went a little bit darker on this toilet partition, so you'd have your tile and toilet partition, and probably, you know, maybe a solid surface in there, and then paint. And then in this one, again, you'd have your tile, a lighter toilet partition, and honestly, the toilet partitions, if you wanted to go light or dark in either scheme, would work. But I was just kind of showing them that way for you guys.
in the bathrooms, is the ceramic tile gonna go up like 5 feet?
It's on the wet wall.
Full height.
Full height?
Yeah. So behind your toilets and.
Okay.
Then one of the other options, or another thing that there's something to think about, you'll have roller shades on all of your windows. And there's like a mesh cloth shade, and then there's also a solid blackout shade. So you'll have both of them running together. And I don't know if that occurs everywhere,
At least on the south side.
but in most cases, you'll have both to choose from, you know, to have.
Okay.
So this was one of the ideas to use with this color scheme. That would be your mesh, that would be your blackout. I have a lighter. I tend to go a little bit darker on the roller shades, only because I think that it's easier on the eye. You don't necessarily, like when it's bright white, you notice that. It's like the shade stands out in the room. But when they're darker, I feel like you don't notice it as much. And then it's also nice because when the shades are down, you can see the exterior trees and everything nicer than you can
So,
when it's light.
I mean, obviously, we're not picking each individual one of these things, right? The three of us, right? Like, we're just kind of taking your professional opinion. Are you going to pick these and
Yeah,
just go
I
with
think
it?
it's really, do you prefer this scheme or this
Okay.
scheme?
Oh, okay. I
Yes.
see. Okay.
And there's some.
Just two choices, not
Yeah.
30.
Yeah, I'm like.
I'm trying not to overwhelm you, but there are a lot of pieces.
My wife might like this, but I'm like, yeah.
I'll help
She'll
you.
get in there with you. Yeah.
But anyway, so this was a roller shade option for this color scheme. But again, like I said, a lot of pieces work with both color schemes just because they are
Yeah.
both neutral
If there's
enough.
something that you really dislike or really like, let us know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They look great. I mean, both of them. Yeah.
And then I'm going to get into, I'm going to show you these carpets. These are the ones that have color. If you wanted to go that route, you know, for different departments, if you wanted to add, you know, you have the 3 carpets now and you have LVT and porcelain tile that occur within the departments. But if you wanted to add a colored carpet, we could. I'm just going to set these up here. Or we could just leave everything neutral and just add the color like we were saying with the accents and everything. So I have paints that kind of work with all of these. Do you mind if I?
No.
Go ahead.
Are you sure?
Yep.
Yeah. So I,
My mahogany desk here. Come on, bring it up.
I know.
Yeah, no.
So again, I'm working with
I like the green. That's cool.
working with the colors that, you know, I found
Yeah.
within the logos and everything, I just thought that these would be nice if you wanted to add a pop of color.
Mhm.
And then,
And this would be in the office areas, or?
just in the, yes, not in your, unless you wanted it in a main lobby area, you know, underneath the lounge seating that's in there, because it'll have the porcelain tile. But I was thinking, you know, individual spaces,
Yeah.
you know, maybe we run it in their corridor space, you know, a color, and then we go back to the neutral for the private offices or the workstation space.
I see.
Agree.
That's cool, yeah.
And then here, I was just kind of saying, you know, if you wanted to add any accent walls or columns with these carpets, these would be some color choices to use with each of the,
Did you do any, are you able to do like the rendering, you know, kind of like a demo, like are you on the
We can
computer,
that.
you
Yeah,
do
once
that?
we get some input, we can do that.
You can see what a room would look like kind of
Right.
thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
And put it on a flash drive and then show us through the building, or?
We can update the walkthrough.
Okay.
That would be cool. Yeah, that way you get a better idea what it would look like all together, right? You know?
I mean, Pat is looking to try to get as many of these things ordered as he can, that's part of it.
Oh, I see. So you want to get going? Yeah.
Yeah, I think we have a little bit of time on that.
Yeah.
Kind of time frame to plug all that into the model and
Yeah.
come up with some updated renderings. That's a Brad question, I guess.
yeah,
Yeah.
but then once we know, you know, which direction you want to go, we'll be able
Mhm.
to at least give that information over to them as far as like, we're going to use this carpet in these colors. Same thing with the porcelain tile and
Yeah.
toilet partitions and stuff like that, so
Yeah.
I think that's.
I like the idea of putting some
Right.
color in it, though. You know, not just being completely neutral. You know, because the outside's pretty. I mean, it looks great. Don't get me wrong, but you know, the inside should be kind of. You know, it's open and with some color, right?
Yes.
So I like what you're thinking. You know, trying to
Yeah,
give it some accents or whatever. With, you know, columns or carpeting or paint or whatever that is.
mhm.
Looks great. You did a good
The
job.
building department's on 4-3, right?
That's
Yes.
correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, and here you can see that there's some blue.
Yeah,
columns.
yeah, that's what I was talking about. Yeah.
So if that room, and I don't remember off the top of my head, I have it in my note, it's
The
the,
dining.
yeah, I can't remember if that was the LVT or if that was porcelain tile in there.
That looks good.
But
Yeah.
either way, you know, you might have something, you know, where you have like this type of thing happening, and then if you wanted to use the blue in there, you could, you know, with your wood and stuff like that. So you'd have, and then again, we'd have the upholstery or whatever's happening on the chairs as far as color that we could also add
Yeah.
that pop in there, so.
So are there any colors you don't want to use? I know this is Glenn's favorite color. You-
That's my favorite color too. You know, I'd do the whole thing in green.
You'd add the green.
No.
I know, it's- Well, and also like,
Culverts on the
Yeah,
wall,
right.
you know, stuff like
it
that.
feels like
No,
nature, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
And
I
so
like
it's
them
one of
all.
those nature
Yeah.
colors to go along with everything else. So do you guys have a preference as far as which of the carpet schemes that you like better, or a porcelain tile?
I'm leaning towards this side, that group there.
I like blue too.
I was like,
I like blue
those,
with the blue because
You know, as a
it
designer,
makes
you
it
have,
pop a
like-
little bit.
you like them both, but
Mhm.
there's one that you like.
It's hard to say, yeah. I'll go with what you like, yeah.
I guess one of my bigger
It's
questions.
kinda got green in it, Glenn, on the other side. If you look at, you can't see it from here, but the one that's on that side, the carpeting
Would
has
that
it kind of
tile
like
say when
a.
you're-
Your guys are the ones
Shoulder
that have to
less dirt.
clean it, so.
Correct.
You tell.
Either one,
It's
either
your
one will be
opportunity.
fine.
You can't see it from here.
Because they're both neutral and
But
light.
Not that much
Mhm.
different really,
Yeah.
as far as the hue.
Yeah.
But as far as keeping them clean and stuff, they're about the same, you know, as far as showing. Okay.
My biggest thing is, what we get all the time is coffee stains.
Yeah.
If people
Yeah,
spill it.
it's not
So,
gonna matter.
Definitely show that.
I like
Yeah.
the 2x2 or whatever you're calling those.
The
squares.
I kinda like that tile.
That's what I said,
With
I
that,
wanted to
and
show you,
take the
like, if you
lighter
guys
tile.
are, if you're liking
Because then
this.
it's more grainy, you know, you can.
I like that tile better too.
you know, you could do that, you know.
I do too. I don't know, I can't tell, I must be like, like something wrong, I can't tell the difference between those carpets really. They look
It's
identical.
There's-
subtle.
It's subtle. This one has more of like the grayish
Why don't you guys come down?
blend
Walk around.
of
Yeah, I know.
color. Where this
That way
one
you can
has
look
the
at what it is.
the grayish, like the French gray and the gray. So you have both, like you have like a blue look, you know
Yeah.
what I mean, going with both. So if we were to do this,
It's a little lighter, right? Like this is a little lighter, this
Yes.
side? Yeah, okay.
yes. And I thought it looked really nice with the tile
I do
and the
too.
lighter specs.
And then this would be for what now?
So that's the exterior,
Okay.
what, the metal. So then one of the other thoughts,
This is
Huh?
the door?
We want lighter.
Well,
There's
one
a
of
lot
them,
of
yes.
paneling right now that we.
I agree, yeah, lighter, brighter, yeah.
Door for the doors.
Like, yeah.
so it was one of the things,
Yeah, for
you know,
sure.
which
Okay.
door direction do you want to go?
And then we have the aluminum frame, I think that this one goes well with the aluminum frame.
For sure. Right? Instead of
So
the
if
dark
we
doors,
eliminate
right?
this,
Yeah.
this is your
Dark
walk-off.
bathroom petitions,
Yeah,
Bill?
lighter's better, yeah.
Dark bathroom partitions?
Yes,
Yeah,
yeah,
that's
I think
I
that
like
would be,
this.
I think that would be,
Yeah.
yeah, and I do, it does match,
Yep,
it looks
with the
good.
more
with the more
action.
chunky, yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
More action.
I like that.
Chunky. That's the wall covering. So then my next question is, you know, to get pieces parts, that would be your LVT, you know, running through the floor. We would have, the doors would sit on this.
Right.
You know, so if you like that. And then I kind of, even though I was struggling on this a little bit because I like this, it's a little bit more
For the door? or-
newer, no, for your wall and base cabinets. You know, if you think about that front desk, when you come in and it'll have some wood
On the
it,
back side or the front side?
Front side.
Yeah. Mhm. Like the wall or the cap?
The
yeah.
actual
Oh, yeah.
desk piece
Oh,
that
yeah.
you sit at, yeah.
Which one are you thinking? Let me see.
Well, I'm gonna get rid of this because it's guy matched.
No, yeah, I don't like that one.
So it was like, either one of these, I guess, could work.
Does this one complement this?
It does. It's a little bit darker.
What, oh,
They
yeah.
don't touch each other.
They never, no, but, you know, you could walk into a room and you'll have a door, and then you'll have, you know,
Oh, yeah.
casework sitting there. And again, you have to remember that this wall and base cabinet could sit on the LVT,
Mhm.
it could sit on the tile, it could sit on the carpet, you know, depends
I
on
like
where it's
that,
at.
yeah.
So we'd have that, or
I think
I like this with this.
Yeah, I do too.
Okay.
I think it looks,
It makes the color pop in that tile too.
Yeah.
It's just like-
Yeah,
In
there's
the
a-
dark.
even though it's just a little bit darker than the wood door, but it still has the lighter
Right, you
color.
should- No, I'm serious. I'm like, we should let you just do it. Yeah.
So you have like.
Because I like
that.
everything. I'm like, oh, yeah. How much does it cost? Yeah.
And this would be the VCT?
That's sheet vinyl for the clinic and the exam rooms.
So there's very little.
There's very little of that, but you would have,
The door.
you'd have the door, and then you'd also have casework in there, because they have, oh, and that's another
Plus,
question
too,
then, I
it
guess.
looks good with that
That'll work.
other carpet square that's on there too. That darker one goes with the carpet. Yes.
It's the same. Here's the other option too, you could always go dark.
I don't like it against that white door.
Okay.
That light door.
Okay. Just wanted to just show you
That's
that.
just
And
my
then
opinion.
when you have, I don't remember what I was doing here. I think it was this one. Yeah. Sometimes you might have a situation, and I haven't checked the casework drawings completely. You might have a situation where you have solid surface, you know, maybe on a transaction counter, and then you'll have a countertop that's plastic laminate. So these could play together, where they're happening at the same time, you know, on the same piece.
Sure.
So sometimes I try not to make it match, make it a little bit more neutral.
Right.
So it doesn't, you're not looking like you're trying to match it, but then this is also just like a stony look, so. But not always will you have them together, but I try to make,
So if we go this with this, we would-
yes.
okay.
That's what I would recommend.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
So then you'd have that happening.
Mhm.
Make it.
Then the other question, one of the other things would be your roller shades. You know,
Okay.
do you like,
I like what you said about the darker.
you know, you could go,
I mean, that's really true. You get the glare from the
Yeah.
lighter.
Yep, I agree.
Yeah.
so do you like,
Will all the windows be slightly tinted?
The ones on the south are more tinted. The ones on the north are a little less tinted.
Okay.
The ones on the southeast and west have a more coating,
Okay.
but they look clear.
Right, right.
I'm just bringing this back over here because this all is part of the building too.
Yeah, and again, this is just the main stair.
So you could do something like that roller shade combination, or you could even go a little bit lighter if you wanted to with those two.
Mhm.
Or you could go darker and still use the light here. It still works.
Out of those
I keep trying to like.
those are the shades.
Yes,
There's
sorry,
another one
flying over.
over on this side too.
I think the darker one, it's just me.
What do you recommend?
I'm like, either one of them really work. I probably would go this route.
Mhm.
That's it?
Perfect.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What color
I've been just
are the
blown away
glass
how you
tiles?
place an order for all this. Like, how do you figure out how to do all that? Like,
Because then it picks
Well,
up the
they
blue
take
and
the color.
carpet.
huh?
They
Yeah.
take the color.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like,
It picks up the blue. It
Like
picks up the blue in there,
quantities
it
and
picks
all
up the
that.
blue in here,
yeah.
because you've got like
Hopefully,
blue
like,
here.
is there a computer helping you figure all that out?
Lots of subcontractors.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
I like the blue.
The back area
I
of
think you go with
the,
the blue for a little extra contrast.
Yeah.
Yes, and then
Yeah,
if
this
you
is
go
it.
with color, if you do a color, it picks up the,
okay. See, this is good, yeah, we put the things away.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then just kind of going back, just so you know, it's a minor piece, but the fascia cover, which is like the part that covers your roller of your shade,
Yes.
will also be the anodized aluminum, just to match the rest of the door and window frames throughout the building. So you'd have that happening with this.
Uh-huh. Nice.
Chris, question for you. Is that the carpet there? It has a brown tone almost, doesn't it?
Yeah.
which one are you talking about? This one?
Not the one closest to us, but yeah, that
Yeah,
one.
over there.
It's sort of a, it's not brown, but it picks up the
Mhm.
brown? Okay.
This is more like gray.
It
Yeah.
kind of
More like blue.
Blue gray.
Yeah, it has
Yeah.
both, and I like it because you could
Yeah.
go either direction with it, you know, in certain areas. You could kind of play on one of the colors versus the other.
Right.
To help, you know, as you move throughout the building, you know, just kind of keeping everything.
Yeah.
Plus too, if you wanted to go color, like if you wanted to go with the blue, with the blue accents.
Yeah, it's easier.
It kind of blends in.
Yeah, I agree.
better.
I agree.
You have blend all the green.
Yeah.
You didn't hear you out of the,
What?
you get all the green in your office?
We're just gonna put him in it. We're gonna take some of this paneling with us for his office.
How about the bright yellow, Glenn? It might make you sunshiny.
You know, for,
I know, I was like,
for like the commissioners, office folks, the light color is great, but I'm sitting back here going, what are you doing with building department?
Yeah,
All right, where they're bringing in mud. All right?
yeah.
That's what we deal with, like, in the building department.
I mean, we're
Yeah,
hoping
like
by
this
the
color.
by the time they
It's
get
got
up
the
there,
same
the light will
carpet.
be off.
Yeah, yeah.
It's the
Probably
same.
will be.
Yeah.
yeah.
It's a runners.
Yeah, it just didn't look like
Right. You gotta take your boots off at the door.
I'm all right with that. Joneses, you gotta take your boots off at the door.
Us? We wear boots?
We're just gonna use more of the next group of CARES money to buy 1,000 pairs of footies.
Yeah.
Like the
when
blue
you see-
covers.
Like they
Yeah,
do with
you
open
put
houses.
blue covers on. Don't screw up one's.
I think you're on the right track.
Cover.
I think
Brings a lot of color.
it's gonna be really nice, you know,
Thank
with all
you.
the light coming in. That's what I
Yeah,
like best
I know,
about
I
the
was
whole
like,
building is that it's gonna be
It'll
open.
be pretty, yeah,
Yeah.
pretty.
Yeah.
Now, with the basement, where the Board of Elections gonna be, is there gonna be carpeting on that
Yes.
cement floor?
Yes,
Okay.
Except in the storage area.
Yes.
that'll just be sealed concrete.
Right.
But no one will be going in there except for staff.
And like the big meeting room, like the kind of conference area or whatever you wanna call it, is that gonna be carpet too?
Yes.
Would that be carpet? Yeah,
Yes,
okay.
yeah.
Mhm. And it would
And-
be that, one of these?
Yeah, so in a more public space like that, I would go with the more patterned carpet. And then I guess my question for you guys would be, you know, do you want to pull any of these colors into some of those spaces? You know, do you want to say that a conference room will have the blue or the green,
Mhm.
you know, for specific space? Because
I'd
it still
say-
coordinates with everything that's happening outside of the room.
I mean, you could.
I'd want to say that, you know, if you could, you know, you whittle it down to this, and then what's your recommendations, like per floor
Mhm.
or per conference room?
Or per
And-
office
And
or
then
something, yeah.
whittle it down a little bit more for us to
Or department.
pick
or
and
something.
choose, yeah.
Okay.
So the areas that you might want to change are the, like this space in the new building, the second floor conference room, which overlooks the lobby,
Yes.
Yeah.
and then the meeting rooms, because they have the folding partitions, I think you want the carpet to be uniform through the whole thing.
Yeah.
Correct.
yeah.
So that's both the.
That's the rooms where you can break it down into smaller,
Right.
yeah.
So JFS at the first floor, right off the lobby, those
Mhm.
two big rooms.
Yep.
And then at the third floor, those meeting rooms.
Yeah. And, yeah.
Do each conference room a different color. You can distinguish them by a color instead of a number.
Yeah, yeah,
Well, it's like, what
I want to
level did
reserve
I-
the red room.
yeah, yeah.
What level did I park on? Oh, that's what I.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's another thing too. I mean, I know that each department has their colors, but they're kind of all the same, whether they're the blue or the green. You could also think about it as a color per floor,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking
you know.
as well.
I know the red was more for, isn't there like an OSU?
Well, they didn't.
Or no, they didn't.
No.
Oh, they didn't end up coming over, okay. But still, I mean, the red could work if you like it.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Yeah, why don't you, I know, so when do you need to have all these answers by?
Or-
We answered,
Now.
But I mean, like this stuff, I mean, would you do that later, you know?
It's up to you. I mean, do you have a preference? Do you want to just see just your main conference rooms with color? Do you want to see each floor by a color? And then I just kind of pop them into more of the public spaces?
Mhm.
You know, it wouldn't be a lot of it. It would just kind of be, you know, I work it together,
Mhm.
blend it with the main carpet.
I mean, I'm okay with this on the third floor, just to start a conversation.
I won't write it down yet until everybody agrees. But whatever, I mean, do you guys have a preference or?
I don't know, it's hard to say, you know, I mean, yeah.
I like to keep it all the same throughout the whole building, maintenance-wise. That way I can only keep one carpet and not 6 different styles.
Mhm.
Maintenance, because I know it's very hard to come up to you and go, hey, I gotta replace this, and
Mhm.
at least I have one style throughout the whole building.
Can you go to a lighter color with this to, you know, to complement each other? You know, the carpeting and the wall color?
Yeah, what do you mean? As
Well,
far
this
as-
is the walls, right? And this is the carpeting. This is the color of the walls?
Correct. And we would actually have this, you know, you could use
Oh, yeah.
either one of these with it.
Okay.
Those are our neutrals that would be playing, you know, throughout the whole space. So whether you know, you go to this, that. And then if we decided, hey, we want to have one wall or we want to do some columns in one of those colors or both of those colors in an area where this carpet's used, then we'd have that. But these would be like your field colors that we would be using, and
So
these
the
would be
majority of
accents.
the walls would
Would
be
be-
this, and then the accents would be these
Yeah.
colors.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Would a gray, some kind of gray work with this
Yeah.
too?
She's got two different colors on the other side too, Jim.
Yeah. These
Do you have the?
ones were a little bit
floor
different
plan
for
thing
the
there?
color of the carpet that was here.
It's got the
That's
floors.
what she has on
Do
the
you
other
have
side.
floors?
It's actually a gray, I don't know if that's what.
I'm sorry, I was listening to
This
this.
is-
International gray.
Or not the whole
versus
floor
those two.
plans, but like, don't you, I thought you had a thing there that showed kind of the.
Not on the-
Oh, no, okay.
So really, with the color of the rooms, you could really change the whole look.
Correct. And I can even, now that I know that we have a color scheme, I could actually go ahead and I could like pull some other colors that get a little bit more gray or whatever, you know, for you to kind of add some extra accents.
But if you wanted to keep all the carpets the same color, we could still do the different colors on the wall.
Yeah.
Correct.
So you're not
Yes.
necessarily
So you'd have a different
matching
look.
with the carpet, you'd still,
Right.
it would be a different look.
Yes. And then because, you know, we wouldn't have this blue carpet or we wouldn't have this green carpet, well, then now I could think about, okay, maybe we use a different color blue. You know, maybe it's something a little bit more navy. You know, instead of the brighter blues, I was just matching
Right.
to the colors of the carpet if you were to use those. But if you decide, hey, we don't want to use the color carpet, we just want to use accents, well, then I could go back and I could say, you know, we have 5 or 6 different accent colors, and I could present those with this color scheme and maybe take a picture or something and
Can you
See how you
come
like
up
those.
with like examples of what it would look like in a drawing or something with the colors?
Sure.
Yeah, and like, I hate to agree with Glenn, but if we did the whole thing with this, we could really change the look of each room with the colors of the walls. You know, and if you could put that so we can view it better.
yeah.
Because that would actually work for building department, it's darker.
Yeah, yeah.
Like if you did that carpet in the building department area because it's darker, instead of the lighter,
Mm-hmm.
as a compliment,
Yeah.
like in their office space, so that takes away the,
Because when we visited Lake County, they did a lot with their blues and grays, and the natural light coming in and everything
Mhm.
else. So,
because it has a lot more darker gray.
So what are you thinking? You're thinking to,
I know they're saying one, but I kind of like some color, but that's just my opinion. Like how to mix it in, I don't know. I mean, I understand what Glenn's saying, but,
You will get some attic stock
yeah.
as part of it, so that Glenn will have some carpet.
But I think you can not do all 4 colors.
Right.
Choose one other color.
Right.
Then, you know, Glenn's not having to
Mix it up a
have a
little.
bunch of them making.
I mean, naturally, there's another carpeting out there that's similar to this.
yes, so just like how I pulled these 2 color schemes.
Yeah.
You know, you have the larger scale pattern and then it kind of drops to a more mid-scale pattern. This will also have that blue running through it in a smaller scale that we could use if you wanted to.
But when you look at carpeting, it could be, you could have 10 different shades of this, or less blue or more gray and different things, brighter, more dull in color. So,
In this particular line that was bid, the Shaw line, I don't know how many blues they have.
They have that blue and they had one other one, but the background color was almost black.
oh,
And so I avoided that because I thought it was just so dark that if you tried to make the colored carpet work with whatever scheme you decide to go with, I just thought it was gonna like stand out and it'd be obvious, you know what I mean, that it was a little bit different.
So for what was bid and selected, this is the blue.
That's the blue that you would have, yeah. And that, yeah, those are your colors.
So we'll carry on with this scheme and then get back to you with some accents
Mhm.
and
Right.
recommendations for
Sounds good.
for special spaces. That's,
Yeah.
Sounds good.
yeah, I think we got a lot accomplished today.
Yes, thank you.
No, it looks good. It's really good.
I'm excited for the space. I think
Yeah,
it'll look
I
really
agree.
nice.
It's gonna look cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so I will come up with some ideas with carpet and those accent colors, but then I'll also come up with some accent colors that would just stick with neutral carpet, if that's okay, if that sounds good. To kind of give you both ideas.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Thanks for
you.
coming in, appreciate it.
prints for the furniture back. You know, the people really want to bid it, or they have.
Before it goes.
We got one, came in this one.
So a couple of them.
Yeah, that's it.
Good furniture.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
How that color changes.
Yeah, you could probably do some of those stuff with the furniture colors too, right? Or do you think that's
Sorry.
like furniture?
Furniture, yeah, when that comes in, so now that we know, that we have those wood tones running throughout the building, if we had anything to pick with wood, I would make it, obviously coordinate with that. And then, same thing with paints or even this carpet, whatever we end up deciding to use. I would go ahead and pick upholstery colors that would all coordinate with that. So you will, like, if somebody has a neutral space, you'd be adding that extra color with the furniture.
Cool. I like it. Looks good, thank you so much.
Thank you, yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
You need help carrying any of that stuff, or you got it?
I think I'm good, thank you.
Okay.
Jen's a GI woman, so she.
Oh, yeah. Oh, good.
All right.
Oh, yeah, where do you live?
Chardon.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So like I said, this project was not originally mine. I had a lot of stuff on my plate at the time, you know what I
Yeah,
mean? And
yeah.
so then I ended up getting it, and so I'm like, oh,
That's
this will be
great.
fun, like, you
Yeah.
know, because,
Oh, yeah.
Really taking ownership.
yes,
Yeah.
I'm like, I live in Chardon. I grew up here.
That's
I've been
super.
here for too many,
Excellent.
lots of years.
That's
Not
great.
too many, but I love it, you know, it's home.
That's
so,
super. Thank
yeah.
you.
Yes,
Yeah.
thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Pat, do you have anything from, short report on Donley, or we on time? And
I don't, I can certainly get an update of where we're at.
Oh, that'd be
Sure.
good. That'd
Yeah.
be good.
Ask up so people can hear me.
Yeah.
So, as mentioned, we're currently doing structural steel erection. I'd say by the end of the day, they should have all the actual steel standing.
Wow.
And there's a detailing operation behind it with the decking and making all the final connections and adjustments. Actually got an email from John this morning. We're just gearing up to get our first slab on metal deck poured on the first floor. That'll be happening here in the next couple weeks. So we've got our trades up, getting that prepped. And again, once that first floor gets all poured out, that was the key to getting that basement backfilled. So we're all anxious to
Oh, yeah.
get that taken care of. Electrician's down in the basement right now, doing the underground electrical rough-in and getting ready for the slab on grade to get poured. Then May 25th right now is the date, and that's really going to be the next major wave of activity. That's going to be the date to start exterior stud framing, as well as the interior studs on the third floor.
Mm-hmm.
And working our way from
Yeah.
basically working our way out of the building. So that means to see a lot more activity here toward the end of May.
How fast, so when did we start putting steel up? Was that?
March 1st.
March 1st, and it's completed today, April
That's the
20th.
erection part, and that's why
Yeah, that one,
there's
yeah.
detailing that goes behind it.
Yeah.
They said it goes up quick as far as the actual.
And then the adjustments and.
Yeah, there's a lot of little
Mhm.
details behind it, getting all the metal decks set, getting all the connections detailed, finished up.
That's amazing.
All the ancillary around the building, all the hanging lintels to support the brick. Just, again, that's not part of the main erection, but
Yeah.
it's still time.
I was out there, it was a beautiful sunny day, it was like 70 degrees when I was out there, and it's literally like an orchestra. Like, he had his table and he was just sitting there conducting, with the radio, had cranes going, and, it was amazing watching it, yeah.
So you say that they're gonna pour concrete on the first deck, or the
For
third?
the slab on metal deck that's over the basement, that makes the
Okay.
rest of the first floor.
Okay.
So once that slab gets poured and gets to design strength or 75% strength, then we can get the basement backfilled, but can't put any pressure on those exterior walls until that essentially diaphragm locks all the structure together.
Do the cement finishers or the manufacturer, they still put fly ash in the concrete to make it lighter on the floors?
It is lightweight concrete. As far as the fly ash, I don't have that answer, Jim.
Okay.
But it should be lightweight concrete on the slab on metal decks.
Okay. All right, good. Well, thank you. Thank you for the report.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming in.
Take care.
Yep, you too.
Okay.
I'm gonna move those chairs back.
No, you're good.
That's
You're
fine.
good.
We'll get it, don't
Okay,
worry.
thank you,
Okay.
thank you.
Glenn will get them later.
Any comments from the public?
Yes, I have one. as much as the blue tones, they are so pretty and light and vibrant. From a practical standpoint, you know, there are going to be a lot of stains coming in there. And unfortunately, the brown-green shades, I think, would be kinder to you long-term in being able to absorb, you know, some of the exterior dirt. And I'm not necessarily talking about mud, you know, obvious stuff. I think long-term, that might just be more resilient, though it might not be as
Not as
pretty.
light.
Yeah, yeah, but I think
I know.
practicality is important as well.
Yeah.
The thing is, a majority of the daily traffic is gonna be on the tile and the laminate floors.
Is there a liability with having tile on the floor?
Slippery.
It's the same as carpet or anything else, people trip, fall.
Same as walking in a mall.
It's not-
So it's,
No, as long as you're not putting anything on the tile, like rugs or anything like that, it's the same as
Yeah.
anything.
so it doesn't
You can
increase
see
the
where-
cost
yeah.
of insurance?
No.
Okay.
I got oh, go ahead.
Go ahead, sir.
This question, I'll assume you're amalgamating various departments into this one building from areas like, or places like this as well?
Yes.
Everything here at 470 will be down there, except for CASA.
Down there is where exactly?
Across the street from the hospital, on Ravenwood, on the corner of Ravenwood and Merritt.
Okay.
And drive by, I mean, it's
I'll imagine so.
3
No, I
stories
probably won't.
with a basement.
Interested in seeing this.
We already have a lot of our operations being conducted down there now. You know, Water Resource Department of Aging, Job and Family Services. So we're, you know, trying to centralize a lot of this instead of having,
Camping home to a permanent home.
yeah. It's like a treasure hunt every time somebody wants to go get a building permit or go to the title office or look for this department or that department, the veterans. You know, they deserve a better space as well, you know, so we're trying to put that all under one roof, and hopefully for the, you know, next 50 to 7,500 years, you know, we can now become efficient in, you know, not just our day-to-day costs, but just with our employees and working together as a cohesive unit and, you know, putting out a better product to the citizens of Geauga County.
Just because we're rural doesn't mean we can't be refined.
Yeah,
That's
right,
right.
that's right.
That's right.
That's a good way to put it.
Can we use that?
Yeah. I like that, yeah. I just got a text that the solid waste district meeting that was supposed to be at noon was canceled due to Trumbull County Commissioners. All 3 of them said they will not be there. So, you know, we could just put that out there. So they've canceled that meeting.
Can you let Mr. Blaze know?
Yeah.
And the only other thing is we have 2 appointments coming up, library board,
Oh, yeah.
Yes, we talked about that last week.
okay, and then
What was your other one that you were
mental
talking about?
health coming up in June. Rick O'Brien's up in June.
Yes, you guys have to tell me whether you want to reappoint or,
No, we're not reappointing library board, that's gonna be a new person.
no, I meant mental health.
Mental health. Greg O'Brien.
I don't know, I mean, I'd like to talk to him just to see if he's got an interest in doing it still.
Mm-hmm.
I'm okay with keeping him there if he's interested.
Yeah, sure.
But the library is definitely getting a new addition.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything else, guys?
Motion to adjourn.
Okay.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. Okay, meeting's over.
Okay.
I gotta sign these, okay.
I think